guys, Spookers Productions here, and in this video I'm going to be doing a custom minifigure showcase on the 3 figures I've made to celebrate the, well, premiere, I guess, of the 8th and final season of Arrow. These 3 figures took me a few weeks to make. Arrow was done for a while, and I just needed to finish John and then the Black Canary. I still have not seen the episode yet. I just wait till it comes on the CW app and I watch it the next day there. But yeah guys, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this showcase video. Alright guys, so starting off here is Arrow, and you may notice he is a little different from previous Arrow figures I've made, and no, that's not just the new suit. I actually did a bunch of things differently than what I've previously done on other Arrow figures. As you will notice, this one has a plastic hood, whereas I was using fabric hoods for my other Arrow figures. And I just decided to go with a plastic hood this time around because the Lego hood captures the shape of his hood for the new suit in the new season. So I decided to just use that instead of going with the fabric one, since would it be harder to capture the shape with fabric than it is with the plastic. So I went with that, and then it's the same head that I used on the last season figure of Arrow. I think it is Jake Gyllenhaal head from the Prince of Persia sets. I just painted the beard this time, painted the mask. This last time it just had the stubble on the mask. And I can remove that to give you guys a better look. And then for the actual figure, he's got the Season 1 bow, because it looked like he was going to be using that from some promo art, not promo art, but some promo photos from the show. So I gave him the Season 1 bow, took that off my Season 1 figure. And he has a lot less detail than previous Arrow figures. Probably a little more detailed than the Season 1, but a lot less than probably the Season 3, or the Season 4 to 7 suit, which is what this one is. As you can see, all the detail I painted on the arms and on the legs, that does wrap all the way around, and he has this little wrap of electrical tape for the top of the boots to show you where those separate. And then I did paint onto the top of the legs, and he has a fabric piece glued onto the chest because he had like an extra layer on the top of his outfit, and so I decided to just add that with fabric. And then he has these shoulder things as well that I glued on electrical tape and cut them into the shape that you see them as. And I did something new with the fabric this time around, the quiver this time around. I used fabric to hook it on like usual, but this time it hooks into the arm socket and over the neck bracket of the figure, because on this suit he doesn't actually have straps for a quiver. Like, you don't really see where it holds on. It just snaps onto his back somehow. And as you can see, there's more electrical tape and black back there for the detail. But so I decided, since he doesn't really have visible straps, that I would just add a fabric piece for the neck and the arm, and it would hold on that way, and it does hold up pretty well. It does cause the only problem is the arm will like move the quiver if you move the arm. But I mean, that's not too bad. It's pretty okay for the most part. And just pop that back on. But yeah, as you can see there, moving the arm does kind of move the quiver, so you gotta sort of hold it when you move the arm with a nail. And yeah, so that is it for Arrow, and as I stall to put him back together, we can move on to the next figure. Alright, here is John Diggle, or Spartan. I've actually been wanting to make a figure of this guy for a little while now. I just never did, and one thing you probably will notice is he is a bit under-detailed, and that is because since it's a new suit, there was a big lack of reference. And so I tried to do the best I could to base this off the concept art, but it was like not much out there anyway for me to go off of, so I based what I could see, and then once I see the show, if there's anything I need to add, I'll do that. So he doesn't have a back, and there's not much on the legs. I did paint the boots in black, as you can see there, and the paint does wrap around all 4 sides of the legs. And then you can see all the green detail on the shoulder. That did kind of chip there, but it's fine, I guess. And I'll just have to touch it up later, but green on the shoulder there, Then he does have like a green line that wraps around the inside of the arm, and I made the sleeves a little longer with electrical tape. I made the cuffs down there. And then I forget what head this is. I think it's the Mace Windu head from the Star Wars sets, but if I can get it off. I made him a custom helmet. This was a normal Lego motorcycle helmet, and I sculpted all around the top and the sides and a little strap, added plastic piece for the visor, and he does have like a little green light in there, so it makes the visor appear green, so I just brushed over that with a little bit of green. And then he has a brick arms gun. I don't know what kind of gun this is, it's just a gun I had laying around, so I gave it to him. But yeah, so that's it for Diggle. And finally, we have the Black Canary, which was actually the last figure that I finished, like, prior to the showcase video. As you can see, her suit is probably inaccurate because there wasn't too much photos to go off of as well. A little more than Diggle, but I based it off of concept art and then found photos later on, screenshots from the show, that actually show that the suit is different from the way I did it a little bit. But I'll just leave it for now. It looks pretty good anyway, even though it's probably a little inaccurate. But starting off from the top, the hair is, I think, the Mad-Eye Moody hair from the Harry Potter collectible minifigure series, and I just painted it in my own blonde color. This was a Black Widow head from the Age of Ultron sets, and then I just painted a black mask onto that. And then the torso was curved and also sculpted the chest, and I sculpted the collar that's open there, similar to how I did on my Black Widow figure. And then she has nightsticks, but I don't have a pair of those, and I didn't really feel like making any, so I just gave her 2 black Lego bars, because those work just as good. And then you can see all the details on the shoulder and the arm, and the details that do wrap around the sides of the torso. And then on the legs, she does have detail that does wrap around, mainly the gray on the inside. And I think the detail on the legs came out really nice. The detail on the whole figure came out really nice. And there's nothing really on the back of the face. I didn't paint a double-sided mask. I thought about it, but I didn't. And I think I just scratched the paint on the mask there. Another thing I'm going to have to touch up later. That was unintentional. And you can see the back detail. It's a mix of yellow, gray, and black. But yeah guys, so that's about it for Black Canary, and that about does it for this video. And so I guess now we can go ahead and wrap up the showcase video. Alright guys, so that about does it for the showcase video. Figures are still a little fragile, so I'm gonna have a bit of touching up to do after finishing this video, but yeah, I still have yet to showcase Supergirl and Dreamer. I know I said I was going to do it last week, but I didn't. Hopefully this week I'll have a video on those two. And I also, I guess, have a small Team Arrow now, after finally finishing Canary and Diggle. And then I also have my Speedy figure, which I think she's going to be in Season 8. I can't remember. I think she was confirmed for the season. And then, oops, I just dropped one. 1 second. I dropped my Killer Frost figure. Surprisingly, the paint on the hair didn't damage because it fell head first. But yeah, so I do plan to make more CW figures for the crossover Crisis on Infinite Earths. I do plan to make more figures for that. Right now, these are what I've got, besides Superman and some of my other CW figures, and Batwoman, which I did make last year. So these are basically all my Crisis figures currently. I do plan, like I said, I do plan to make more. I don't have too many figure plans at the moment. The only thing that I do plan to make coming up in November is the Dickinson figure that I showed you guys the base of last video. I still haven't done anything to it. I do plan to, but hey guys, so that's about it for this video. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. And bye.